welcome to Tahiti. For the next 5 days, I'm gonna show you everything this beautiful island has to offer.
French Polynesia is a French overseas collectivity located in the central South Pacific Ocean. It consists of 118 dispersed islands and atolls, stretching over an expanse of more than 2,000 kilometers. The region is divided into 5 archipelagos. Throughout my upcoming videos, I'm going to stay within the Society Islands as I'm visiting Tahiti, Moorea, and finally Bora Bora. Now let's dive into the island of Tahiti. It is the largest island in the Windward group of French Polynesia. The island is divided into 2 parts, the larger northwestern part called Tahiti Nui and the smaller southeastern part called Tahiti Iti. Papeete, the capital city, is located on Tahiti Nui and serves as a political and economic center of French Polynesia. Tahiti's tropical climate, lush landscapes and vibrant coral reefs make it a popular destination for travelers seeking both adventure and relaxation. When visiting Tahiti, it's helpful to rent a car to explore the island at your own pace. The local currency is the French Pacific franc, and most people speak French and Tahitian, although I didn't have any problem with using only English.
So to get around the island, your easiest option is get a rental car, as Tahiti has so many remote places to visit. I would definitely suggest getting your own car so you don't have to rush anywhere. We just started driving south. Now, after a couple of minutes, you end up constantly looking at the beautiful ocean. Now, as you start driving south to Tahiti Iti, your first stop should be the Waipahi Gardens, which is a botanical garden with various ponds, cascading waterfalls, and a lush tropical forest. So you can really get a glimpse of the island's flora and fauna.
Tahiti is also the home to Te Hupo, one of the world's most famous and challenging surf breaks, attracting surfers from around the globe. But as I was visiting in August 2024, at the exact same time the Olympics was taking place, unfortunately I couldn't get close to this beautiful place.
And we have arrived to Tautira Beach, which is the southeastern coast of Tahiti, and with this beautiful black sand beach and the gorgeous views and mountains in the background, it's a perfect place to just relax a bit.
Tautira Beach, located on the southern coast of Tahiti, is a serene and picturesque spot. I do feel like this is more of a local spot, as both times I have visited I have encountered very few tourists.
And the last stop of our day is Tahara's Scenic Lookout. As you can see, this is a prime sunset spot.
Tahara's Scenic Lookout, also known as One Tree Hill, is renowned for its stunning views of Matawai Bay and the surrounding coastline. This elevated viewpoint offers visitors a chance to see the turquoise waters, lush green hills and the distant peaks of Moorea on a clear day. The lookout is easily accessible as there are a bunch of parking spots nearby. Matawai Bay is a historically significant and visually stunning bay on the northern coast of Tahiti. This bay is famously known as the landing site of European explorers such as Captain James Cook and the HMS Bounty.
A very good morning, guys. The first hike we are going to do, it's an easy 25 minutes hike, and it's only 30 minutes away from Papeete.
The Latraa Cascades hike in Tahiti is a short 25 minutes trek that leads to a breathtaking trio of waterfalls nestled in the lush tropical forest. The trail is easy, making it accessible for hikers of all levels and offers a serene escape into nature. Although when I was visiting, only one of them were accessible, but it still provided an awe-inspiring view.
And not even 10 minutes later, we got here. It's a gorgeous waterfall, at least a 40 meters drop, if not higher. So I would definitely recommend making the trip out here. It's one of the easiest trails you can ever do. Unfortunately, the 2 other waterfalls are still closed. If you happen to be here later this year or in the upcoming years, go check them out as well. Hopefully they reopen it.
Belvedere de Taravao is a remarkable lookout point situated at the isthmus connecting Tahiti Nui and Tahiti Iti. This vantage point offers sweeping views of the surrounding landscape, including the lush valleys and the coastline. The lookout is renowned for its panoramic scenery, providing visitors with a unique perspective of Tahiti's diverse topography.
So the third waterfall hike we wanted to do, the big one, was kind of a bust, as we couldn't really find the parking spot, or we weren't comfortable just starting walking there. So we have decided to head back to Papiti on the other coast. So what we did yesterday in the morning, now we are doing it in the afternoon, just to see it in a different light. And oh boy, it paid off. So honestly, when it comes to food, I would suggest, especially breakfast, I would suggest that you get your groceries from one of the supermarkets here on the island, as first of all, it's way cheaper to get it from here. Secondly, the quality is just so good, everything is so fresh, and yeah. Basically, I feel like these stores just have everything for you, for your needs. So that's what we are doing. Cooking our own meals for breakfast and then having a late lunch. Good morning, guys. Today we are heading to a very exciting adventure into the heart of the island, to the beautiful Papenoo Valley, and we are doing it with a 4x4. So we are crossing rivers and driving into the lush greenery, and I'm so stoked to show you guys around.
Papenoo Valley, located in the lush interior of Tahiti, is a verdant paradise perfect for an adventurous 4x4 safari. This expansive valley is renowned for its dramatic landscapes, featuring towering mountains, cascading waterfalls and a dense rainforest. As you traverse the rock terrain, you will be treated to breathtaking views of the island's natural beauty and diverse flora and fauna. I have booked with Yorana Tahiti Expeditions, and honestly, this day was one of the best during my time in French Polynesia. I have learned so much about Polynesian culture, their way of life and how things were back in the days, while also enjoying the breathtaking nature that surrounded us.
Okay, so we are at our lunch spot. They showed us some local stuff to eat, and when I mean local and local cuisine, I mean they have been eating this for centuries. So it's pretty cool. Thankfully they have coffee, and they have a waterfall nearby, you can swim it. But yeah, I'm gonna drink the coffee and head back to the car and start heading back to Papiti. If you are looking for a day trip, this trip is definitely a must-do. I will leave all the links in the description for you to book because it's amazing. So in case you only have a day here, or a very short period of time, or you don't have a rental car, or you just want to stay near Papiti but still want to do a safe and gorgeous hike, the locals have recommended us the Belvedere hike, which is basically, I cannot really say how long it is, because everyone said that there will be a restaurant, you pass, but you can go as far as you want during the day, because it sort of never ends, and it just goes along beautiful valleys and stuff. So we will see how much we will do from it, but so far it's the first 2.5 kilometers. It's pretty good. We parked in the city center, but you also have another option here up on the mountain, so you can save a bit of time, but also you can walk from the cruise terminal. It just makes it longer. We are about 5 kilometers into the trail, and the views are just starting. Even though it's a constant climb, it's not too bad, but it does require stamina. Around 2 kilometers still the restaurant, and we just made it to the top of this hike. Well, it's an 8 kilometer long hike when you are constantly climbing up. It took us around 2.5 hours to get up here. As I mentioned, 8 kilometers, but yeah, basically 600 meters elevation gain, which seemed way more just because you were constantly climbing up. But I would definitely recommend this hike if you only have just a day here in Papeete. And on our last day we have decided to explore another very local hike with gorgeous views. This is just the trailhead and it's already stunning. When I say local, I mean that I barely found it on the internet once I knew the name of it, so it's gonna be a pretty interesting one. I haven't found any, trail maps or anything, so we have a sort of a description of where to go, but that's it, so it's gonna be interesting. So this kind of trail that sort of goes the same direction that we were supposed to. It starts from the town here near the coast and goes all the way up. It should be a 14-kilometer long hike with almost 1,000 meters of elevation. Now obviously you can go further up. I just feel like the further you go from here now, the reef is getting further away as well, which the colors won't be as beautiful as they are further down below. One of the reasons we are turning back. The other reason is that this is a very steep trail, so if you are not an experienced hiker, or you don't do well with huge climbs, then this trail is not really for you. Tahiti is not really for you because most of the trails are big climbs, but fortunately for you, we started at a cemetery, so not at the very start of the trail, but at the cemetery approximately 2-3 kilometers into the trail, and from there, that's where I started today's vlog. From there it was gorgeous already, so even if you just drive up there, park your car there, it's still, I think, worth it. And if you are looking for some hikes, basically only the locals know, because so far we only met locals with their dogs. Still a very nice hike, so if you have the time, stamina, all that, I would recommend coming up here for sure. A gorgeous view of the island's coastline and Moorea in the back. And well, I feel like this is a good time to express my honest opinion about Tahiti. I have sort of mixed feelings about Tahiti, to be honest, just because you see all these beautiful places and all these beautiful photos on the internet, but I do feel like everyone, or like most people, confuse Tahiti with French Polynesia in general. So they might have shot an image in Moorea or Burra Burra or anywhere on this 188 islands, but they still post it as Tahiti, which is kind of misleading. That's the first thing that kind of shocked me when we got here a couple of days ago. And the first 2 days, weather-wise, wasn't the greatest, so that kind of bummed me out as well. Apart from driving around once or twice the island, as you saw us doing it, or doing this trail or the other one that I showed yesterday, obviously there are more trails. You just have to be very careful with the wild dogs, so you should ask locals where to go and rather have a guide with you. So there is that part. If you're coming all the way from Europe or from the USA or anywhere else in the world, if you're coming all the way to Tahiti, I would rather spend going to the other islands instead. I mean, it's good 2-3 days, even for 5, as you can see it. Like, you can get creative. I'm still very, very glad that I made it out here, but also this couple of days just made me more stoked about Murray and Bora Bora. I'm not saying that Tahiti is bad or Tahiti is not worth it, because it does, and it's gorgeous. I just dreamt about this place for so long, and it was kind of a bummer. And we are finishing off our trip to Tahiti with a beautiful sunset here at Hilton Tahiti. And well, after this we're gonna have some dinner, and then tomorrow we are heading to Murray, which I'm very excited about, so stay tuned for that video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for even more travel content. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next one.